for a broken place. What can I say? In here we have it's been washed and already seasoned with a special kind of wax from the outside. Add HXW. Higher than so we'll be into this real. Question is, do I even need to? Yeah, I need to side. I'm really trying not to take off anything more than necessary. Honestly, this cycle. I'm not trying. I'm just trying to. Because that might fall out. One side is too big. That's still too small. Dang. Specific to us. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Last of these. I'll still see if I get better. Something better. I'll be right back. That's what I'm doing right now. I've actually never really used the wheel. I've watched it a few times. I hope there's no problem. So we'll see. We've got super for grease, we've got Cal's drag grease, and we've got Speed X for the spool bearings. Out of the stuff that was available, that should be the best. Okay, that should be all we need, honestly. So I probably should have done this service a while ago. Oh no. I wanted to get the wax on first, so I'm not gonna contaminate the outside by accident with any grease that would stop the wax from bonding. But honestly, I probably should have done that because that puts the risk of the real corroding into burning, which is a much bigger deal. But hopefully that bearing will run smooth again once it's packed with grease. Hey John, no sound. Okay, let me try and fix that. maybe this honestly this should already work. Let's see if we've got audio now. Do we? Yeah. We've got audio now. Got audio, bitches. Hey, yes. A real mechanic, not real, but real. I might be a fake mechanic, but I'm still a real mechanic. If you know, you know. Yeah. In future, if I get a new reel, I just do this service right away, and all the others stuff can be done after, even if it needs a deep cleaning. I can still do another deep service after this part is done, you know. Because even if I didn't want to wash out some of the grease and stuff when I wash the reel or shit, but that wasn't bad. It was stupid. Because I guess even fresh water can harm a reel. Okay, I think these screws are all identical, but I'm keeping them separate from the upper and the lower portion. Okay. Okay, why is this reel not coming out? It is loose now. Just it seems to still be keyed together at some place. It's not up here. Let me let me check the schematics. You didn't fucking counter them. Okay, there's a chance I've lost them too. But anyway. Okay. So what needs to come off? That's the question. I really don't want to disassemble the entire reel. No, the drag cam doesn't even do with it. Or do I just need to wiggle it loose? Yeah, something here in the sand. Okay, I might have to disassemble the drag. Yeah. Okay, the drag cam just came loose. We're putting these here in the middle. Now we have our reel. Here's our bone dry drag cam. And we're putting these. I'm putting these down in order how they go back in. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. How? Okay. Now that's really obvious how it goes. Okay. This is a crucial part. Really. Let's right away now before we do anything else. Let's grease up this rack washer with some good old cows, real grease. Hi there, Ellen Picker. I know. It's tricky with the audio. Bear with me. Yeah, this washer is identical either facing either way. So we've got a cows. I honestly prefer using some quality paper tissues that don't lose any fibers for stuff like this. If you do it a lot, you want to use a rack, but I'd rather just use this and throw it away. So we're gonna slather this drag washer in in drag grease, rub it in, slather the entire washer from both sides. Then we'll just let it sit while we do the rest of the real maintenance. You don't really have to let it sit, but it won't hurt to let it smother. And then we're gonna wipe off all as much grease as possible, basically. You do not, because that's where a lot of people with greasing drags go wrong. That might also be why Avet does not grease their drags, because you don't want your real your washer swimming in grease ever. That's not how greasing drags works. Yeah, I can already feel from the stiffness also. It isn't just carbon. There must be a metal plate embedded in this washer. I'm would be very surprised if this is only carbon fiber, which is good because I'm not a big fan of these keyed or eared washers on spinning reels, at least, because I've seen those ears get afraid of. I can hear, but very quiet. Sorry, man. Okay, I'll get you closer. Is it better now? Is the audio better now for you? All righty. So now we're gonna. But yeah, I do see the advantage of using a rack, but you need one designated just for the drag grease. If not, there's no advantage over the paper. I got it smothered in drag grease from one side. That smothers the other side. Because you do want some excess grease on there, even if you're going to wipe it off, just to make sure it reaches deep into the fibers. All right, nice one. We'll just let that sit. What about Pacific Alpha or who's it? Charlie Pacific Alpha? Now we can see the real working here in real time. Looks good, looks good. So far, so good. And that's the drive gear. Scary that it all just comes off like that. I think this all looks pretty well greased, honestly. Honestly, especially since I'm a first timer, I don't think I'm gonna re-grease all of this. Yeah, I'm also not trying to spend all day. I can do this after this reel has seen some serious usage. Don't have any. Let me check the schematics. If the reel has any bearings down here. Doesn't look like it. 24 or stop not stop pin. No. Uh-uh. No, there's no bearings in here. So I'm not gonna bother taking all of these gears out because it shouldn't matter. What I will do, however, I'm just getting the excess grease out of here. And then we'll fill this up with grease. Oh, what the hell. Let's take those gears out. Or not. No, the fixed better in place than I thought. Okay, we're not doing that. I got two left hands. Well, I'm a lefty and I'm somewhat ambidextrous, so two left hands actually kind of works for me. But yeah, we ain't doing that. Not gonna do that. Okay. So in here, we're just gonna be adding a bunch of these. Where's our super loop? Hey, did I fucking forget it? Looks like it. I saw it like 3 times, which is why I'm surprised that I don't have it with me, but I can be stupid. Superloop is a very good quality marine grease. It's not specifically made for marine usage, but it does very well in marine environments. And 1 second. 1 second. Gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Baby, I'm back. Baby, I'm back. Okay. Let's get one of these bamboo skewers. Come on. Okay. Get an open it from this. Actually, no. I don't want to get the glue in my hands. And we'll just slather that. We'll just smother those gears in grease. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Alrighty. Getting as much grease in there as deep as possible. Being generous for one main reason. Obviously, the grease will glide off of the dry gears and stuff. But if you've got enough grease that it keeps touching it, you can create somewhat of a self-healing seal. Meaning, while in use, there'll be fresh grease transported onto the drive gear. And of course, the more grease you've got, the less of an issue water intrusion should be. Okay. Let's see if we can fill this whole part here up with grease. We can. This might or might not be a good idea, but oh well. I don't think it's gonna hurt. Tell me that doesn't look well greased. Hey Gemini, we're getting greasy. Lubing up. Do you like getting lubed up, Jemmy? Yeah. No, just eating with chopsticks. Okay, what did I miss? Looks like you're trying to put a concept ET phone home. Hi, John. No, just I'm copying you now by putting cream cheese on my real account. Yeah, I don't think that's right, but I love you. Anyway, let's. This is our yeah. This must be our anti-reverse gear. In here we have the first ball bearing. It's not a spool ball bearing, so if I can, I'll, I'll pop it out and smear it full of grease. If I can open it, that is. But I'm also not willing to put on. That's a heavy retainer. That's in there good. Oh wait, the ball bearing just fell out. Okay, never mind. I guess it's in there not as good. Okay. It is a sealed ball bearing, so let's see if we can pop the seals out on one side. Yep, actually we've got it out on. We can pop it out open on both sides, I think. Honestly, this already looks like a grease pack bearing. But we'll add some extra grease. Just for Jemmy. I'm getting nuked up for Jemmy. Okay, getting the seal or shield back on. That's in there, yes. I make it so I can read chat easier. Yeah, those bearings were greased. There's definitely a difference there. Because now this is a grease packed ball bearing which will literally last for years with zero service. This and the spool and the drag washers is the main reason I'm even doing this service. This is now a grease packed ball bearing. It's not gonna run nearly as easy or smoothly. Oh yeah, it will run super smooth. It will run just as smooth, if not smoother. But it won't run. Actually, this still runs pretty damn easy. But yeah, it does not run as smooth, but no, sorry, it's not as free spinning, but it's just corrosion can just f off now. Okay, I'll be. Hey, Smutster, what's up? Good to see you, man. By the way, if I ever said something wrong, I'm sorry. Just pops the seal out of the ball. Will Gemini, get your mind out of the gutter, girl. Get your mind out of the gutter, girl. Seriously. But yeah, I I never mean anything out of that's not in good fun. And sometimes, especially when I'm not feeling my best, I might not know what I'm saying 100%, but yeah. And I would have reached out to you, but I didn't have any way to message you, so yeah. Just wanted to clear that up. And please tell me if with all crazy jokes, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to know where to stop and anyway. Good to have you. I haven't said anything wrong to me, Mulder. Good. That was a good boy. Yeah, I have been called a good boy the last couple days. It's been a while since I've got called a good girl, though. I wonder why. Did I do something wrong? Or have I just not been girly enough? Okay, loads of grease on here. Yeah, buddy. Okay, heavy grease. Haven't been around much anywhere lately. Been trying to take deep breath, do a little work on health too. In a retail store I worked when my hair was longer, some guy was so outraged, mad at me, he wouldn't stop, so I told him off. The heat not gonna melt all that. Nah, this grease is gonna hold. It's not a high temperature grease, but it goes up to like 250 degrees Fahrenheit or something. The drag grease on the drag washer goes even a lot higher than that. But yeah, it is just proper high temperature grease is a lot more expensive still. Okay, let's just take the spool out to get onto all of those bearings. But literally, the reel has to get boiling hot. Maybe in the future, I'll get the proper high temperature grease that can handle 500, 600 degrees Fahrenheit maximum temperature. But yeah, that grease costs double. So a large container will be quite a bit. But then I could use the same grease for my drag and my reel, which would which would be a nice thing. Okay, let's get this harness these harness locks off. Now we can take the spool out. Yeah, baby. Had a stroke scare. Just been stroking over here. Lol. If anything can be understood in a dirty way, it probably will. Love you, Jenny. Actually, I think next time I'll keep the reel strapped to a to a rod. I think that honestly makes the service easier. They thought he had a stroke. He did not. For all that, don't speak Smurf. Oh, I understood perfectly. I just thought you, Jenny, might think of something different if he says he's been stroking. But glad you're okay. He's smutty. You'll strap to your. I'll strap the reel to a rod so I don't have to grip the reel bottom. It'll just stay with the reel foot connected. Actually, since we're at it, let's take the reel foot off and put some grease on here. Because I doubt they grease that, and that's a part where you get corrosion. And of course, if your reel foot breaks off, you're in big trouble. Yeah, there's no grease on here whatsoever. Zero grease. Smurfy is a reaction known. Let's smother this in a little bit of grease. Just so the contact area is protected. Yes, Jamie, always use protection. All right. Now, let's get it back on here. I said nothing. Couple of my mates had a bad interactions and reason. Why is that bad? I mean, it is bad, but why is it bad, Smurf? What did Smurfy do wrong? I don't think you can help it if his health fucks up. Or do you know something I don't? Well, you probably know a lot of things I don't, but okay. Now let's screw this back on. We'll get all the excess grease rubbed off. Yes, we'll rub it off, Jemmy. He got when fishing for big ones, gotta use real mount. Lesser known he got sick. Lesser known interaction and doesn't affect you. Locked up drag, but you're preventing a locked up drag. You've got a point. You've got a point, Sean. Well, actually, I'm trying to prevent a broken real foot or a corroded real foot here, but yeah, I'm also trying to prevent a locked up drag. It's a bad kind. When I say locked up drag, I'm talking about locking your. I guess I should make it locked down drag, but locked up sounds better than locked down. So when I mean locked up drag, I mean closing my drag as far as it will go. But yeah, you've got me, Jock. You've got me. We are rubbing it off. Always, Jenny. Four hands are better than two. And you know, it always feels better if it's not your own hand. Well, if it's a right, if it's a right other hand, at least. I shouldn't say always. Yeah, let's get those specks of grease off. Okay. And John, remember, English is my first language. So if my up drag really is a lockdown drag, oh well. I can always pull the foreigner card. And I really did did think locked up drag just was only referring to just cranking your drag down as hard as you can. Only after had already picked the name out, I realized that it could also maybe lockdown drag would be more appropriate. But I had already locked my name down before I could have changed it to lockdown drag. You like that? Anyway, this will keep corrosion off of this for a long time. Now we just need to brighten it up a bit more. I was okay for a few days, but started feeling strange. Then, like the fourth day of the combo, it hit okay. I'm just repeating what you said. That's what you get. So many kids watching it in drag. I've never been in drag. I might get called a good girl from time to time and a good boy pretty much daily, but that's not my fault. I'm not the one saying it, so you can play my girl. She likes to be my companion in weirdness. Actually, she's a lot weirder than I am, I would say. Literally, people who've known her for a while didn't believe that I had to do with her because I was too normal and nice, apparently. And she can be nice too, but yeah, she's definitely not normal, and most people that have to do with her, uh, well, I should probably just shut up now before I get myself in trouble. Actually, let's get the MC. It's a kind of casting rag. Let's not get too much grease on there. You too normal? Yes, Jenny. Yes. Yes. Believe it or not, yes. I was surprised by it too, trust me. And I have to laugh every time someone says it. But yes. Me too normal. Yes, Jenny. Yes. I mean, I have a woman that calls me good girl just for fun. So expect her to be normal. Okay. And I mean, if someone's gonna date me, you can't expect them to be normal more either. That should already give it away. Because what's crazier than me dating me? and choosing to do so. Okay. I think we can start on reassembling. Oh, real. No, 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 no. Sorry. Never mind. We've still got the whole spool complex. Are there any? Okay, what the hell is all of this? Okay, there is a ball bearing here. These are just shims, aren't they? Yeah, there's no bearings. These are just washers, shims. Nah, I'm too worried. Actually, nah, it's not gonna be hard. It's gonna be. It's shouldn't be. I shouldn't screw those up. Honestly, though, that grease on here should be fine. Again, if I'm only nah, I don't have the nerve to re-grease all of this. I'm just gonna slap some fresh grease on here. The worst thing I hate when deep servicing a reel is spring shoots. Yes, yes, yes. That kind of stuff is why I'm not doing unnecessary step. Like if I know it's difference if I e- clean this part and services right now, because there's no debris or anything in this reel. I'm just not doing. I'm just not doing it because the perfectionist in me wants to, but the same in person. Yes, Jemmy, a sane person exists somewhere in my head. Don't ask where. Oh, are those two washers bound together? Looks like it. So yeah, I'm just slathering on some extra grease because that'll do just fine. I have one quick look at on the schematics, but I think this is how it's supposed to go. Unless I need washers on both sides of the tube. Okay. Oh yeah, up here. 16. Spring 14. Screw barrel. Yeah, this should be good. We've got this ball bearing here. Okay, where does this nut go? Does it go inside of the bearing? No, it does not. Okay, we've got to figure out where this one goes. Let's first crack open this bearing. It is a spool bearing though. So 6. Oh right, these washers. Now I understand. I'm pretty damn sure they're actually facing the other way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Good that I caught that. 8, 7, push up. Yeah. So this bushing goes on now, and then comes a spool bearing, the first spool bearing. Should I risk? No, I want. I won't grease packs of spool bearings. I want the maximum casting performance. Then once I'm used to this reel, on the next deep clean, I can grease packs of spool bearings as well, and then I'll know if it makes a difference. Because if it doesn't make a difference for the style of fishing I do, grease pack bearings are always superior in longevity by a landslide. Okay. There's a yeah. Grease pack bearings live so much longer. Actually, do I even need to open this bearing? I might, yeah, if I can. If not, oh crap, I dented the bearing. Yeah, that's what I wanted to avoid. Now I need to remove this shield somehow. Crap. Yeah, I think I'll need to try and order a new bearing. Yeah, it has a retainer on it. That's why I couldn't get it out. I'm an idiot. But then again, the retainer isn't exactly obvious. I'll get some pliers, do my best to bend this part, and then but we'll try. I'll try to get this bearing ordered. And for the next saltwater fishing, I'll get it placed. doesn't look bad now. Might be fine to use as is. Might. So yeah. Yeah. I'll still try to order a new one, but it's not bad at all. All right. So do not want grease in this bearing, actually. But yeah, actually, I'll just yeah. I'll get both spool bearings actually as replacements, so I can try the difference it makes having them or not having them grease packed. Grease packed versus oiled, basically, gonna be the big question. I thought this had some kind of retainer, but gosh, it was almost impossible to make out. Yeah. Oh damn! It's already time for the gym. Okay, let's get our oil. But first, let's have. Okay, here's everything we need to close this bearing up. So, 1 dash of a racing oil, so a light quality oil. It's a high speed version of Corrosion X, basically. Okay. Okay. Who in the world has in the world do you get this retainer back in? Jesus, I know I struggled getting it out because Even now that I know how it works, it's still hard for me to get it back in. But okay, it's in. That's all that matters. Yes, it's jammy, it's in. Let's get the main shaft out of here, or not get it out of here, but let's wipe off the excess grease around the part where the bearing will go. Because if this is swimming in grease, I don't know if the bearing can do its job properly. Dang, that's a tight fit. Yep, that's what she said. Okay. Since the whole idea is to not have this act like a grease pack bearing, I will go easy on the greasing now. Yeah, my pressure. Miss y'all too. I'll be back probably for. So I hope you're gonna be okay, Smurf. Now, 200 folks looks good. Nice. By the way, was the 7 you used for some of the hooks, was that King salmon or another kind of salmon? Like I've seen you use some collars and tails when you're baiting your hooks. Were those rests from King salmon, or do you not use any part of king salmon for bait? I don't know if there's any rules against it. I don't think so in Alaska, but you never know. They're weird with rules about what you're allowed to use as bait or not. I think everything should be allowed as bait. Maybe not as whole bait fish, but like carcasses, I think of any fish should be fair game to use as bait with. If you've already eaten the fish, what's wrong with using the scraps for bait? But I digress. Okay, it looks great. Thanks. Yeah, I had some leftover salmon parts after cleaning. Okay, let's try to not break this bearing. Not break it, not half break it either. This is a quite a bit larger bearing. Thailand NMB. Yeah. On this large bearing, it's rather easy. Actually, after this, I might try and do this again with it. Yeah, those are actually grease bearings, but not grease packed. So that's a stupid in between thing, if you ask me. Either you want to go all the way and, and pack your bearings completely full of grease, or you just want to oil them. Do one of the two, not an in between thing. But that Abbott puts grease in their bearings and they're known as well casting reels makes me think grease packed bearings should work just fine, even in the spool. But yeah, anyway. And then again, this size reel isn't really known as a casting reel, even though, in my opinion, it is 100% a casting reel. But who has ever given a damn about my opinion? I mean, I think even 50 wides are still casting reels to some degree. But I definitely think a little reel like this that only weighs 2 pounds is 100% a casting reel. Pink salmon, salmon belly. That sounds like a winner. I have some small salmon belly strips for trout next week. Nice. Do you also use trout belly strips for trout? It should honestly work the same. I think, but who knows? Maybe I'm missing something. I mean, I know some people are weird. They don't want to make fish cannibals, but they already are if you're going to catch them on their own kind, you know? So in Scotland, for example, I was using brown trout as cut bait for larger brown trouts. And since other brown trout are pretty much the only other fish in that river, they're used to feeding on them. Fish cannibals. We have Atlantic halibut here in the northeast, but stores mostly sell Pacific halibut, 20 to 30 pound the dollars a pound. Yeah, Pacific halibut is just the stocks are a lot healthier. I've never had a Pacific halibut. I can tell you Atlantic halibut is something special. Something very special. Okay, now let's oil this ball bearing. from one side, lightly oiling it, putting the shield back on. Yeah, I need either I need to get the tools myself, I need someone to measure those bearings in the Avet reels for me, because I know some of these bearings at least should be upgraded to a thrust bearing. And since these aren't that special of bearings, I highly doubt they're custom made in the USA to imperial measurements. To me, it looks like they're standard metric ball bearings they're just using. Meaning, if you want a different kind of ball bearing, you should still be able to find one on the international market that has the same dimensions. Okay, now more oil. Now oiling a bit heavier. Yeah. Yeah. Because I know how many people complain about the Avets not having a thrust bearing, but if it's a part that comes in if it's in metric dimensions, it won't be a problem to find the thrust bearing and upgrade it yourself. Also, Alan Hart, for example, he complains about the Huma Tesoro uh, not having sealed spooling bearings in the line roller, which it's an issue, but it's a part that costs $1 or $2. You can get it yourself. You need a screwdriver. In literally 1 minute, you can have the ball bearings installed in the line roller, sealed ones. So it costs you at most $5 and less than 5 minutes. So I don't see it as a reason to, trash the reel or something like that. That just seems silly to me. But what do I know? I'm a silly man. Oh crap, there's 3 ships. Okay, these are staying just as they are. Yeah, here's another spool bearing. But that's the last one. Okay. More important that she's alive than once the goldfish eats it. Yeah, I know. Okay, on these smaller bearings, that retainer is a pain in the arse. I know why I accidentally messed up that one bearing. Jesus. Okay, got the retainer out. Actually, let's get both retainers out. But oh, John, by the way, I wasn't just talking about fry though. I was talking about like trout eating other trouts that are already as long as your hand. Or like the trout that gets eaten by the larger trout. Both being sizable fish. Just one, like, 5 to 10 inch trout getting eaten by 20 inch trout or 15 to 20 inch trout. That's also grease bearing. Yeah, I think I'll read at some point. I'll just probably all grease bearings is just fine. Okay. Yeah, it is a good thing. Actually, if the fry isn't, if there's not too much fry. There's too much young that can be actually be an issue. So eating your young can actually be a good thing. Crazy world we live in. But I know it's true. What, Jenny? It's true. In species like fish that just have a massive amount of offspring. Mm, mm, If especially in enclosed rivers and lakes and ponds and stuff. If there's too many, there there's not enough resources. So if the parents prey on the young, that actually makes things better. The ones that are left will have better survival and growth rates. Okay. Yep, yep, yep. One of those nasty tiny retainers. Okay. By the way, John, I don't know if you ever heard that, but the Coastal Worldwide guys, they actually mentioned when they started their new channel, they actually mentioned you directly that you'll probably be the first one back to support them. Just thought it might be something cool for you to hear if you haven't heard it. That like a pretty big channel like that, they acknowledge you and yeah, they really appreciate you. They did say that you're a great loyal follower. Okay, done. Dun 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 dun. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Alrighty. Yep, that's all nice and greased up. Go easy on the grease, but at least in here. Now we can go a bit more generous. Let's slather this with some more grease. Oh no, never mind. This is where the drag washer goes. No grease on here, please. That was nice. What was nice? John's an OG too. He is. He is. By the way, John, do you ever get green moray eels where you are? They should be. They should. You are like at the northern end of their range. But if you can get some, try them. You need to tell me how they taste. And the good thing is, you're too far north for ciguatera poisoning to be an issue, which would be an issue with green morays in other places, in most of their range, really. You can't really eat them because of ciguatera. But up north, if you can get a local one, maybe catch it yourself. And if you ever want to try catching them on purpose, that's like my fishing. I'd happily make you some of my custom rigs too, if you want, if you're interested. That I've refined for catching big eels from shore over many years, and have re-architected those rigs quite a few times to where they don't tangle, even if cast on spinning reel. They have two purposeful weak points, one towards the left and another much stronger one, but still a weak point towards the leader. So if you're stuck completely before your main line breaks, the leader breaks off, and the rest of the rig still comes back unharmed. And of course, if your weight gets stuck, you only break the weight off. And those two weak links has proven very useful, and the entire rig is designed to stay absolutely tangle free. Even if an eel comes and wraps up in the leader, it doesn't get badly tangled. That is something where I have learned quite a few lessons over the years, and to not get bitten off by moray eels. Conger eels, you can get away with a lot. They can bite through some hefty leaders, but most of the time you're going to be fine, even if you're not using cable. But morays, different story. They cannot only bite through anything that's not metal, they also literally tie knots in your leader, and quite a few. So if your cable is the wrong kind or too light, they'll break your cable by tying knots into it. And did you eat your eel yet? Which one? I've eaten a few. I've eaten two morays and one conger. Yeah. I still have one moray in the freezer, well, most of it, and most of one conger. I've eaten parts of both of them already, but most of the meat of the two biggest fish of the trip is in my freezer right now. Okay, let's redo this one bearing. The one where I kind of screwed up. But honestly, it's not a sealed bearing, I think. It's just a shielded bearing, so it shouldn't actually matter that much. I screwed up a bit. Yeah, this is the side I did not open. Let's open this side. Get the grease out and and, and oil it up. Get Yes, Jamie, they're getting oiled up. You happy? It's not baby oil. It's real oil. Don't worry. Honestly, this bearing here is greased a lot less than the others were. I had a cold. What? No idea, Jen. No idea. What I said was that at least it's not baby oil, right? It's real oil, not baby oil. It's the real stuff. Okay, I know that's a bad joke, but oh well. It's me. Gotta deal with some bad jokes. Okay. Why is this not coming out? Okay, I literally could blow it out. Also means it's, yeah. Okay, that wasn't necessary, but now we know. Okay. 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 Let's lather some grease on this side of the spool. Or where does it go? Well, it did this time, so I guess so, yeah. Okay, this goes in like this. Yeah. Here we can definitely lather and grease on. That shouldn't hurt anything. Wait, this bearing goes in here, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Okay. So let's ungrease all of this stuff. It still has a little bit of grease. We'll still have a thin film of grease left, but yeah. Okay. I think this is right. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, there's that grease we gotta get out. Okay, good. It's really fucking good. Okay, I really hope those shims. Ah, 14 spool spring, spool bearing, 18 brake disc, 17 brake disc. Okay, 50 spool spring washer. 2 required. Are these washers perfect? No, with how they were sandwiched together, I think. I hope. The most valuable washers. I, for my life, can't tell. Nope. Something's like they're sitting right there. Okay. Okay. Should be okay. Should be okay now. I'm not sure. I just flip them around like this. Oh no. No, I like this a little less. Jesus Christ. They just color code. No. Oh, okay. Like this. We're gonna leave it like this. I think that this will be fine. Could be wrong, but we'll see. Okay. 17. Great bearing. Okay. Yep. Lather it in some grease. Wiping off excess. Oh, no. Never mind, this is a brake disc. Don't want any grease on here. Yeah, I'm gonna get a big tub of that high temperature grease for future usage. But anyway, okay, time for a drag washer to get cleaned up. Uh, yeah, shit, I'm late, but oh well. I'm half an hour late at the gym. Won't be that big of a deal. Thank you, I'm glad it did this time. Yeah. Okay, good. Grease drag washer going in. Okay, let's put all of this back in our real housing. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, I'm understanding why this was a stupid idea. Let's remove all the grease, at least from the top up here. And since this is unused grease, it wasn't really a stupid idea, but it was just not. Yeah, and with other grease, it would be perfect. if I were using that high temperature grease and was using one grease for the entire reel. I think I will do that in the future. But for now, yeah, we shouldn't really have any melting of the grease. But just to be sure, in the future, I'll be using only grease that that is high temperature drag grease. High temperature grease, very usable as drag grease. Okay, basically ready to put this bad boy back together. Alrighty. Okay, I will have to check this first once. Yep, that works well. Actually, surprisingly well. But yeah, we need to reattach our harness lock now. Or, no, never mind. There's no harness lock that goes here. But we still need to reattach our harness lock to Okay. Okay. Now, the moment of truth. Putting our reel back together. I probably shouldn't be holding this with my greasy hands. So, there's so much grease everywhere already. Okay, here's the two bottom screws. Even the screw holes are getting greased because no one likes a screw that's corroded shut. Yeah, I should have just been using cloths the entire time. I see the point of it. It's all a learning curve, you know. Jamie? Well, I have something to put those screws in, but yeah. Okay. Okay. Maybe I need to reopen this and get all the excess grease out. But if I do, I'm not going to do that now. Yep. That's definitely tight seal. Before we keep going, let's get all the excess grease off of these sides here. We don't transport it everywhere. Okay, fixed a lot of grease. Yeah, I imagine, John. Okay. Think, think. Me thinking, I know, dangerous. No, it has to go like this. Pretty sure. Yeah, this is gonna be the trickiest part. The whole assembly probably, because it needs to be done under tension. Come on, don't let that spring. See, this is another part where we can use grease. Some more grease. Okay, this big spring goes on here. A drag lever is going to grease up. No. Don't you dare. Disassemble all of this and reassemble it. Okay. Okay. Where's the nut? Yes, family, we're looking for some nut, or for a nut, but some nut also works. By the way, what's the biggest reel or combo you have, John? I know you're more in the light game in stuff, but who knows? But I wouldn't put it past you to have some heavy duties, these saltwater gear as well. Great. This can't be right. It's long. Long. No, 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 no. Okay, there's still did a pop out here. Not 100% sure right now. Yes, it did. Of course. Of course it did. Yeah, that. No, at some point here, this Shoot. Hmm. Okay, that's my mind. That's it. That's fucking it. Yeah, I figure I'll have to crack this wheel open again. Move the excess grease and stuff. I think I've put so much grease in here that it just creates a bunch of resistance. Okay, not terrible for a first timer. Yeah, we'll just leave it as is for now until crack into it once more at a different time. As nice as it would be to have that packed with grease, it just doesn't seem like it's doing a good job. Also, the reel does wind rather tightly. Yeah, nah, it's unfishable. It's a nice idea, but it's unfishable. Okay, anyway, I'm an hour late. Fuck this. I'm gonna end the live now. Thank you all for watching. Or screw this. It shouldn't take me long. It should honestly. Let's see. I'll risk it. I'll crack into the reel again now. Let's make this a one and done deal. Let's make it a one and done. We just need to remove the excess grease. So yeah, shouldn't be that. If I can find my tool. So one little tiny tool I need. And idiot me has placed it somewhere where I can't find it. Okay, if I don't find the tool, then that's the decision we're ending it. Oh no, okay, I found it. Found it. Let's crack the reel open. Finally. I also have to go to the bathroom, so this will really be fast now. One. Let's break those two screws. Broken loose. Okay. Oh yeah. That's drag. Needs to come loose. Oh fuck me. I need to retighten these screws so I can get the drag loose. But I'll try to only get it loose this time, not take anything off. Okay, I will have to take some shit off probably. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, now. Racket, please. Okay, yeah. Okay, now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason to just put some grease on it, not fill it with grease. I have expected it, but I thought it should work. But oh well. Drag washer here. Even got some grease on it by accident. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. So let's get all the excess grease off of here, out of here. Alrighty. Yo. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okay, let's remove even more of that grease. Okay, that's that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, no. Let's get this part here free of all grease. It's a drag surface. Yeah. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay, done. On with that string. On with my drag cam, on with the other string. That isn't the drag cam. Why isn't this? I can figure that out later. Let's get the screws back in their holes. Yeah, baby. Yeah, funny. That's sounding good. And yeah, I'll get the super loop high temperature base for any future usage. For now, this. Oh shit. I don't even have free spool anymore, that's fine. Wait, how does a drag never move this? You have to figure that one out. But anyway, that's a different story.
Something is loose in here somewhere, but what? Yeah, let's worry about that later. Somehow the drag seems to be binding, but we'll figure it out. Okay, whatever. Yeah, whatevs. Okay. Yeah, I'll go to the gym now. I'm already over an hour late. I'll be an hour and a half late, but oh well, is what it is. Actually, I might be 2 hours. Whatever. Or I won't go to the gym. We'll see. Maybe I just shouldn't go. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll see how I feel. Then I'll decide if I go to the gym or not. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a good one. That is lit. Too shiny going blind, you and walking in his room, headphones doesn't offer food after the bed he slides. I heard. They have been super busy, so haven't been on the live stream. Bet he's using Astroglyde loops or real. No. It's not toilet paper. It's okay. It's not gonna be better, is it? It's not gonna get better if I say that it's paper towels or tissues. Anyway, yeah, the reel is serviced up, and maybe I've put one piece together wrong or something. I don't know, but it's all right so far. Seems to be all right. Anyway, so hurt and everyone else. Voice go. I'm trying to any closer and we'd be naming kids. Screw you, Smarty. Stream close up. Mm. No, that is why I'm hitting. Okay. Nice one. Wrong on so many different levels. That's how you like it, Ikechemi. Don't lie to us. That's exactly the way you like it. It was wrong on so many levels is also something you can say if you've ever if you ever got busy in an elevator. Okay, let's just. I don't want to get. Okay, I'll wash my hands real quick, then we'll put some line on there just to test the drag. Let's use some old line. Okay, through the first guide. Just the hell of it. Yep. Enough turns. Were you doing an anaconda knot, but using a carpenter's knot so we can undo this with ease? Yeah, about that. This is, it's a free spool. You shouldn't have this kind of drag at free spool. I think I know what the problem is. I'm just not 100% sure how to fix it. Oh, let's see. Okay. Now, yeah. Fucking hell. The thing is, this cam is keyed. Problem is, you have to key it while you're adjusting while you're pushing the spring down, which is kind of a pain in the behind, to say it politely. Okay, this might work. Nope. How the hell did they do that? It's like the trickiest part. The rest of the real assembly is easy going in comparison to this crap. Okay. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Now stay put. Did have I gotten it? No. Or have I? Nope. Or do I? Oh, for Christ's sake. Nah, this still isn't it. Fucking hell. And it definitely goes in here. No, it must. It must go in here. But I think I have an idea. I have an idea. Okay. Oh, fuck this. I'll leave. If can get it set to kind of work now, I'll just leave it. And yeah, I don't know what the problem is, but we'll see. Anyway, thankfully my grandmother didn't have to come back. Okay, see y'all. I gotta end this now. I'll be here till tomorrow. Bye bye. Peace out. See y'all soon.